Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to talk to you about the power of now. We live in a world full of distractions, procrastination, and the constant allure of waiting for the perfect moment. But let me tell you something. The perfect moment is never coming. If you're waiting for tomorrow, you're wasting today. Action builds the future in life. There's often a belief that there will come a perfect moment, a time when everything aligns, when the stars are in the right position, and when you will finally be ready to take the leap. We've all been there thinking, I'll start tomorrow, I'll begin next week, I'll wait until I have everything figured out. The truth, however, is that the so-called perfect moment never arrives. The longer we wait for the right time, the more we delay our progress and the further we drift from our goals. We live in a world that constantly demands action, and the longer we hesitate, the more opportunities slip away. Action is the force that shapes our future. Without it, dreams remain unfulfilled, and aspirations remain just that, aspirations. The idea that the perfect time will come is an illusion. It's a barrier we create for ourselves. We tell ourselves that tomorrow is the better option, but we fail to realize that every day we postpone is a day we lose forever. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that they need to be 100% ready before taking any action. They think they need a flawless plan, a massive amount of resources, or an overwhelming amount of confidence. But the reality is, no one is ever fully ready. If we wait for everything to be perfect, we will wait forever. In fact, perfection is often the enemy of progress. People who achieve great things didn't wait until they had everything figured out. They acted despite their uncertainties. They acted despite not knowing every step. And they learned as they went. The key to success is not waiting for the right moment. It's taking the first step, even if it's small. Many successful individuals didn't reach their goals in one big leap, but in small, consistent actions that led them toward their bigger vision. They acted when others were still waiting, and that gave them an edge. It's the power of momentum. The more you act, the more you build the momentum needed to push you forward. Think about any major achievement in history. Whether it's a groundbreaking invention, a revolutionary company, or a remarkable discovery, none of these things came from waiting. They came from people who saw an opportunity and took action, often when the circumstances were far from perfect. When the Wright brothers invented the airplane, they didn't wait for the perfect model or the best conditions. They experimented, they failed, and they kept going. They learned from their mistakes and refined their ideas along the way. They acted with a sense of urgency, understanding that every moment they waited was a moment wasted. The same principle applies to us. Each day you delay your dreams is a day you're not moving forward. It doesn't matter how small the action is, as long as you're moving in the right direction. Taking action today, even if it's just a small step, brings you closer to where you want to be. If you constantly delay your actions, you're not just delaying your success, you're also giving your competitors the chance to pass you by. It's also essential to realize that action doesn't have to be perfect or grand. Too many people wait for the ideal opportunity to strike, and when it doesn't arrive, they end up doing nothing at all. The truth is, small actions compound over time and create massive results. If you wait until the conditions are perfect, you will miss out on opportunities. But by taking consistent, imperfect actions, you will build progress that eventually leads you to your destination. Furthermore, action creates opportunities. When you act, you open doors that wouldn't have been available if you had stayed idle. Every step you take, no matter how small, sends a message to the world that you are moving forward. People notice action. They notice energy, drive, and enthusiasm. Opportunities are more likely to come your way when they see you actively working towards something, even if it's not perfect. Sometimes it's the fact that you are in motion that attracts others to join you, collaborate with you, or offer their support. Think about this. No one ever builds a successful business or achieves greatness by waiting for the right conditions. Those who succeed are those who take action, even when the conditions are less than ideal. They understand that time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and wasting it on inaction is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. In conclusion, if you want to build your future, you must act today. The future you want won't happen by simply waiting. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone, to push through your doubts, and to start moving in the direction of your dreams. No one knows exactly what tomorrow holds, but we can be sure that the actions you take today will shape what tomorrow looks like. So stop waiting. Take action, no matter how small, and begin building your future now. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should you. Failure is part of the journey when we embark on any new venture, whether it's starting a business, pursuing a new career, or chasing a dream. One of the most common emotions that arise is the fear of failure. Of thought of failing, of not succeeding can paralyze us. We envision failure as the end of the road, a sign that we were not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. But what if we changed the way we viewed failure? What if we saw it not as a roadblock, but as a necessary part of the journey? Failure in reality is not the enemy of success. In fact, failure is one of the most important ingredients to success. Without failure, we don't learn. Without failure, we don't grow. Every successful person you can think of, whether it's in business, sports, or any other field, has faced failure. In fact, many of them faced more failures than they did successes before reaching their goals. The key difference is that they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel to move forward. The idea that we should avoid failure at all costs is rooted in fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment, and perhaps the most damaging fear, the fear of not being good enough. This fear can keep us from trying, from taking risks, and from pushing ourselves to achieve great things. But the reality is everyone fails. It's not a question of if failure will happen, but when it will happen. And the sooner we accept that failure is inevitable, the easier it becomes to handle. When you fail, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that it's a reflection of your abilities. You might think, I failed because I'm not good enough, or I'll never be able to do this. But that's not the case. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's simply feedback. It's a sign that something didn't work, and it's an opportunity to reassess, learn, and improve. Every failure brings with it valuable lessons that we can use to adjust our approach and do better next time. The key is not to give up, but to take those lessons and apply them to future endeavors. Consider some of the most famous entrepreneurs and innovators in history. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before he found the right materials and design to make the light bulb work. He was asked by a reporter about his many failures, and he responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is what separates those who achieve success from those who don't. Edison didn't see failure as something to be ashamed of. Instead, he saw it as a necessary step in the process of discovery and innovation. The same principle applies to modern-day entrepreneurs and business leaders. Steve Jobs, for example, was famously ousted from the company he founded, Apple, in the mid-1980s. Yet, he didn't let this failure define him. He returned to Apple in 1997, when the company was struggling, and turned it into one of the most valuable companies in the world. His failure didn't break him. It taught him valuable lessons about leadership, vision, and perseverance. He often spoke about how being fired from Apple was one of the best things that ever happened to him because it allowed him to rediscover his passion and focus on what truly mattered. It's not just in business where failure plays a critical role. Athletes, too, understand the importance of failure. Every time they lose a game, or miss a shot, they learn something about their skills and performance. They use failure as a tool to refine their technique, adjust their mindset, and improve their results. Michael Jordan, often regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, missed thousands of shots throughout his career. He once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Failure is not the end of the road. It's a detour, a redirection that teaches us what doesn't work so we can figure out what does. When we fail, we get a chance to reset, rethink, and reframe our approach. Failure is the teacher that helps us grow, adapt, and become better. It's a humbling experience that keeps us grounded and reminds us that success is not guaranteed. It's earned through persistence, resilience, and the willingness to keep going even after setbacks. One of the most important things to remember is that failure is temporary. It doesn't define you. In fact, it's often the thing that helps you build the resilience and determination needed to achieve your goals. When we fail and get back up, we become stronger. We develop the mental fortitude to face challenges head-on and to persevere when the going gets tough. So, the next time you face failure, don't be discouraged. Don't let it hold you back. See it for what it truly is, a stepping stone, a part of the process, an opportunity for growth. Failure is not something to fear or avoid. It's something to embrace, learn from, and use as a tool to move closer to success. In conclusion, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every successful individual has faced failure, and it's their ability to persevere, learn, and grow from those failures that set them apart. If you're not failing, you're not pushing hard enough, failure is the sign that you're on the right path. So don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not trying at all. Keep going, keep learning, and keep growing. Your destiny is created today. When we think about our future, we often envision it as something distant, something far away that we will eventually reach. We assume that our destiny will be shaped by circumstances beyond our control, by luck, or by a perfect combination of events that will align at the right moment. But the truth is, the future you desire is created by the actions you take today. Every decision, every step you take, no matter how small, is part of the process of shaping your tomorrow. The idea that the future is something that simply happens to us is a misconception. The future is a reflection of our present. There is a tendency for many of us to think of the future as something that can be postponed. We tell ourselves, "I'll get to that tomorrow," or "I'll start making those changes next week, next month, next year." But when we adopt this mindset, we forget that tomorrow is just a result of today. The person you will become, the success you will achieve, and the life you will live are all determined by what you do now. Waiting for the future to happen is like sitting in a car and hoping you will reach your destination without steering or stepping on the gas pedal. The steering wheel of your life is in your hands, and the choices you make today are the direction you set for tomorrow. Every single moment you spend not taking action, not pursuing your goals, or not making deliberate decisions is a moment you are essentially giving up control over your future. Time is the one resource that you can never get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. The longer we delay, the more we let precious moments slip away, and the more we give ourselves fewer opportunities to shape the life we want. The truth is, no one ever reaches their goals by procrastinating. Every dream, every vision, every aspiration is realized through consistent, intentional actions taken in the present. If you want to be successful, you have to act now. The choices you make today will determine the opportunities that open up tomorrow. But this isn't just about success in the conventional sense. It's about the quality of the life you want to lead, the relationships you build, the health you maintain, the skills you develop. All of these things are nurtured by the actions you take now. The life you want tomorrow is rooted in the decisions you make today. Think about the long-term goals that you have. Whether it's starting a business, getting a promotion, improving your health, or learning a new skill, it's important to realize that those goals aren't achieved in a day. They are the result of small, consistent actions taken over time. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the thought of how far you are from your goal. But success is not achieved in one giant leap. It's achieved in a series of small steps taken each day. Each step you take today brings you closer to the life you want. By taking action, you are laying the foundation for the future you desire. This is why it's so important to act today. Too often, people delay their dreams because they feel that they don't have enough time or resources, or because they're waiting for the perfect moment. But these are just excuses. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will wait forever. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and uncertainties. If you keep putting off your goals, they will only become more distant. The perfect moment will never come. The best time to start is right now. Today is the only time you can control, and it's the only time that matters. We also have to be mindful of how our daily habits impact our future. The small, seemingly insignificant choices we make each day add up over time to shape our lives. For example, the way we spend our time, the people we associate with, and the habits we cultivate all play a crucial role in defining our destiny. If you want a future of health and well-being, start by making healthy choices today. If you want to achieve financial success, start saving and investing wisely now. The actions you take today, even the smallest ones, accumulate and compound over time. It's these daily actions that ultimately shape your future. When you stop and think about it, the present moment is all we really have. The past is behind us, and the future is uncertain. What you choose to do right now has the power to shape the direction of your life. It's not just about the big decisions. It's also about how you spend your time, who you spend it with, and how you invest in yourself. Are you spending time on things that bring you closer to your goals, or are you allowing distractions to pull you off course? Are you making the effort to grow, learn, and improve every day, or are you waiting for a time when it will be easier? The choices you make now determine the trajectory of your life. This doesn't mean that you have to know everything or have all the answers today. You don't have to be perfect or have everything figured out. The key is to start. The small steps you take today are what will lead you to success tomorrow. And even if you don't have a clear roadmap for the future, trust that each action you take will guide you in the right direction. The future is built on the decisions and actions we make in the present. In conclusion, your destiny is not something that will simply unfold by chance. It is something that is created by the choices you make every single day. The future you dream of, the success you seek, and the life you want are all built by the actions you take now. If you want to shape your destiny, take control of today. Every moment you waste waiting for tomorrow is a moment that you lose. Your future depends on what you do today, so make it count.